What's up guys, and today we're going to do another quick video on XPlane. So we are currently sat at Popham Airfield in just outside Basingstoke, and we're going to have a little VFR flight to Old Sarum just outside of Salisbury. It's about, let me check my chart. Okay, so it's 21 nautical miles, a heading of 255 degrees. So this is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to navigate via a real world chart that I use to fly microlights. So let's get this underway. Let's just give it a bit of rev so we can start the taxi. So Popham Airfield on XPlane hasn't really got any real detail to it. If I pan the camera around, you can see there's nothing, no buildings. You can just make out the taxiway and the two runways, both grass strips, so that's not too bad. However, the reason I've chose to start at Popham is just the fact that I actually fly from here on a almost weekly basis, so it's kind of very well known to me. So it's not a particularly great looking airfield in the game. However, it's just a local flight that I know that I can try and navigate using a real world chart. So we're going to be taking off of runway 26 at Popham, which takes us pretty much due west, which is the correct direction for what we want. As you can see, there's many AI aircraft about. And let's get ourselves airborne. So airspeed's coming alive, aircraft set, and there's 55, so let's start to go up. Try and hold 74 roughly for the best rate of climb. I'm going to stay relatively low for this flight, I think. It's not particularly far anyway, so... Okay, so... bring the view up a little bit. As with Popham, you've got to make sure you don't cross over the 303 when you take off from runway 26. So you make a slight turn to the right. It takes you away from the A303. And then as you can see there, we pass a railway track, and that's you pretty much free to your own devices. So what we want is now to give ourselves a heading of 255. I'm just trying to carry on this course for until we start getting sight of the airfield. So we will be passing Boscombe Down, which is a military airfield. That will be passing on our right hand side, but that's near the end of our flight. So it's a bit more interesting playing XPlane and trying to navigate off of a chart I've got sat on my leg. trying to see whether things are relatively in the same place on XPlane as opposed to the actual charts. The heading that I want to keep is around 255, however I don't mind pushing further to the sort of south just because it's a bit better for the circuit over at Old Sarum. It's going to set me up nicer for landing at the airfield. So that there in front of us to the half right would be Andover. So I'm looking at landing on runway 24 at Old Sarum, as we'll be able to run pretty much straight in. Because the airfield at Old Sarum and at Popham are both air to ground service, so there, it's a case of the ground service can only pass you information, you can't get direct orders. So it works quite well for XPlane because you don't need to talk to the air traffic whatsoever. If I stay on my correct flight path, I'm not going to interfere with any of the traffic zone at Boscombe Down because I'll be too low for that. Yeah, Andover's modelled quite well, and it's a lot more sizable than I thought I'd see it. So over to the right hand side, I'd get the mouse cursor on it, there's Thruxton Circuit. Everyone know that from touring cars, and it's a good little track there. I've been there go-karting quite a few times actually, because they've got a little indoor, not indoor, bloody inside go-karting circuit. So it's inside the boundaries of the circuit basically, but it's quite a good little go-kart track. So we should hopefully start to see Boscombe Down soon. Let's zoom in and see what we can see. Okay, so there's the A303 travelling east to west, which makes Boscombe Down just behind the compass, and the town behind it is Amesbury. That's where I live. Conveniently, I can see Boscombe Down pretty much from my front door. So there's home for me, which makes Old Sarum not too far. It's surprising when you actually do a bit of flying how easy navigating off a chart actually is. I'm pretty good at map reading nonetheless, because I'm military. I'm used to navigating from the top of a Challenge 2 main battle tank. That's my job. But it's obviously a complete different ball game when you're navigating from an aircraft moving, 80, 90 knots. It's and not only that, the maps that we use in the military, we use either 1 in 25,000 or 50,000 normally. However, the map I'm using at the moment is 1 in 250,000, so it's it's a lot more zoomed out to the ground. So it's just a case of learning the differences there, and a lot more about looking around you and looking at your surroundings, and just having a reference on the map to your surroundings, as opposed to actually relying on the map to navigate. So as we can see there, you've got, like we said, Boscombe Down coming up. Oh, that's the wrong direction. So yep, Amesbury and Boscombe Down there. Which means Old Sarum should be coming up relatively shortly. And there she is, the little grass airfield just there. You've got a lovely little aviation collection there. It's called Boscombe Down Aviation Collection. It's absolutely brilliant place. All cockpits and whatnot that you can just literally get in. All of them are open. They turn around to you as you go in there, like, if anything's open, jump in, feel free. And it gives you a real, it's nice for a sort of museum as such to let you actually in the exhibits. It's something you don't really get often. So what we'll do is we'll turn off the autopilot, and we'll get ourselves set up to land on runway 24 at Old Sarum. We don't want to encroach too much towards Boscombe Down, just in case. So this is more of my practice navigation for the World Tour series that I'm about to start. So what you see over to the left, actually, while we're looking at it, and that's Salisbury. I don't know if they've modelled the cathedral. It looks like, and it doesn't look like they have, mind you. I think we can forgive them, because they've, there's a massive map on this game for it not to have something as little as Salisbury Cathedral. I definitely think we can let them off for that. All we're going to do is we're going to run in for basically just going to come in as a long final basically. I'm not going to worry about air traffic control on this flight. I'm just practicing navigation. So like I was saying, I'm going to do a world tour, probably in a Cessna 172 or something, and I'm going to go literally around the world, working my way across on small hops, maybe fly maximum of an hour at a time, and then just add the videos up, adding those videos up, and you get a massive series, all from starting off in the UK, making it all across the world, and then obviously ending back at your start location. So there we go, there's Old Sarum coming up now, 11 o'clock. just slowly, gradually bring the speed down on this thing. As we're not too worried, we just want to get her down on the ground. It was just a navigation flight. Just a little bit of a cross-country hop. And while we're here, we're going to have a quick look. Let's see how they have got the feeder or not. Doesn't look like it's the case. Now we'll worry about what we're doing, I think. And let's get ourselves nice and ready. Start bringing the speed down nice and slow. Okay, so we're in the white now. We'll stage a flag. Slow her down nice and gentle, there's no rush. It's convenient how some of these airfields, they don't actually show up on the GPS, which I find quite surprising actually. Yeah, so I actually fly fixed wing microlights normally. I'm currently going through my license on that. I'm doing solo flights and stuff at the moment. So the Cessna 172 is not something I've got a lot of experience with, but it's much like an Icarus C-42 in the sense it's your Billy Basics learn to fly sort of, general aviation aircraft. So here we come into our final for runway 24 of Old Sarum. As you can see the fence line just short of the runway. That was on the airfield chart I looked at, just letting us know that was there. There's also some radio equipment, however that's not actually seemed to be modelled in the game, so that's one less thing for me to worry about. So we'll put that back to idle now because we can easily glide home. And start our round out. And stall it down onto the runway, much in the way that everyone seems to tell me to do it. That's how you land on a Cessna. It sounded a bit hard, but there you go. The navigation was there. So I've proved one thing, and that's I can navigate around the whole of southern England using my actual airfield chart. Something that always surprised me with XPlane is the amount of AI cars and stuff that you get around. It's surprising that you get so much AI. I've seen huge trains as well driving around. It always surprises me in the sense that I didn't think that you'd actually get this much sort of AI vehicles and stuff driving around the roads and on the train lines. Now in reality there is some parking just here on the left hand side of Old Sarum, however apparently not in the game, so I have to stick it down the far end of the runway. But there you go, can't really complain. Just park us somewhere over the left there. So let's get some. Let's get rid of that. Get a marking rig on if it wishes to. There we go. Finally came on. Set the RPM up, and we'll do a quick magneto check. So we're looking flat drop, and we have it, so we can switch that back on. Oh, too far. And once more, we'll check the left hand. Once again, we get that drop. This time I'll try not to click it too many times. And now we want to turn A1X off. Back to idle, and we'll get this shut down. And I do feel that that'll do us for this quick practice navigation. So I'll see you all soon.